Good afternoon and welcome to the first Autauga County Schools Basketball Media Day. I'm Blake Boren, the athletic director at Prattville High School, and I'm excited to welcome all of our teams here from Autauga County, as well as our school personnel, to the first Autauga County Schools Basketball Day. Tell you a little bit about our sponsors. Obviously, we're excited to have Billingsley High School here today. They'll be on just here in a few minutes, along with Autaugaville High School, Marbury High School, Prattville High School, and at the end of it, the Prattville High School wrestling team as well. We are going to get ready to kick off here, but before we do so, we'd like to make sure that we recognize a few people that helped put this event together and make it possible. Obviously, we're at Huey Magoo's here in Prattville today, and we want to appreciate Crispin Shea for having us out. Been very generous with his space, and we'll be feeding a lot of our individual players and coaches today. This could not have happened without their support, along with BSN Sports and Doug Givens. They've provided swag bags for all of our athletes so that when they leave today, they'll have good gear to take back with them to their campuses. And third, we would like to thank the Prattville Chamber of Commerce for all of their involvement. So with that being said, we will get ready to turn it over. I believe we got Billingsley High School up first. The series of events is going to go as follows. There's going to be about a 15-minute block here where we have our coaches and players on. They'll get questions. And then from there, we'll transition into the next school, finishing up here with Prattville High School at the end of the day. All right.
So fans, thanks for being a part of the inaugural Autauga County Basketball Media Day. We were joined, as Coach Boren said, with the Billingsley Bears today. Our coach, Tyson McLean, this is no stranger to Autauga County, but and no stranger to Billingsley High School. Been out there, was at Prattville for a few years. Why don't you talk a little bit about your history with Autauga County, and then we'll get into basketball.
Okay, well, I've been around for a long time. I actually started at Pine Level Elementary, I think 2003, maybe, somewhere around in that time frame. Still went out, coached at Billingsley during that time. Actually was the head coach football at Billingsley. I think I've coached everything at Billingsley, at one time or another. Actually, my wife became the principal at Billingsley. So I moved to Prattville because of the law that said I couldn't work for her. But I had a good time, spent 5 years. Actually started with Coach Caleb Ross there with football, and then obviously with Coach Wallace continuing until this year, which I came back to Billingsley, and I think this is year 20, I don't know, something.
Fair enough.
We've been around a while. So.
That's great. So like I said, you've been around the county, back out at Billingsley. I know you haven't coached Billingsley basketball in a few years. Give us a little what you know about the last few years of the Billingsley High School basketball program.
Okay. I know that they've had some games that they've been close in through the years. The last few years, I know that they've come in and had these guys have been through 2 or 3 different coaches. So they've kind of had to make some transitions, which probably sets them back a little bit, and that's something that we want to improve on. We want to build a system, build a culture out there that gets basketball back to where it needs to be. Not just, just coming in and being a one-year thing and try to do things, but we want to build, for the future, and build for now too. We want success for these guys. I know that they've had, maybe some wins, fell short. I know last year, as far as the area tournament, went and played the #1 seed and took them to overtime. Didn't make the playoffs because of that, but they were able to like I say, go to overtime. So I think there's some things that we were able to build on, by some plays. Maybe it didn't go their way. Maybe you miss a shot. Maybe you have a turnover at the wrong time. Just several different things that maybe didn't go their way. And we want to see if we can't just correct some of those mistakes and kind of build for the future.
Yeah, fantastic. Basketball, baseball and football are kind of the Alabama sports. Basketball sometimes is that other sport. What's the fan base as far as participation? How excited is the Billingsley fan base about basketball?
Well, I think everybody loves a winner at the end of the day. I think if you can win, everybody gets excited. You'll see the bleachers packed out. But like I say, it takes us putting on a good show for them and giving them a reason to come out too. So we're going to try to do the best we can for that. I know that basketball is one of those that you play 3-4 nights a week, a lot of time, and it kind of becomes a strain on some people to make every game or even, sometimes maybe the every night paying for a ticket to get in, so I know that kind of affects it some, and but I do believe, and I remember, I was there when Billingsley was pretty good in basketball some years, and people will show out if you can win and give them a reason to be there.
Certainly. Now let's meet some of the guys who are with you. Fellas, we're going to go from my left to the right. Tell us your name, your year in school, and then I'm sure guys play multiple positions, but your natural position, where you feel most comfortable on the court.
Yes, sir. My name's Kyle Boyce. I'm a class of 2026, and I play point guard and a little bit of wing. That's about it.
Okay, next guy.
Mason Trizell. I'm a 25. I mostly just play guard, or I go down sometimes.
Danny Boyce. I'm class of 2026. Mainly play the 5.
All right, and any of you guys, you can jump in. What style of play? Y'all all were part of the team last year, I'm assuming, correct? So we're returning players. Got a couple of juniors and a senior here with us. Actually, Mason, I'll direct a question to you. How many seniors are on the team this year?
3.
Okay, 3 total. So got some good senior leadership to work with, Coach.
Absolutely.
Anybody? What pace of play? What style of play do the Billingsley Bears represent?
We move up and down the court. We're going to move up and down the court pretty fast. We like to move the ball, get it to where it needs to be, and get a nice, good shot up.
I got you. Your view on the three-point shot. I mean, we want to get a X number up a game, or just we'll take them when they come. And what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Just got to make them.
Got to make them. Mason, I feel like, is there a shot you've ever not liked? I mean, if you got the ball, let it fly. Danny, you said you play the 5. How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". So, what classification are you guys?
1A.
1A. So at the 1A level, I mean, 6'3", is that pretty standard for a big man?
Yes, sir.
All right. So do you like to take the ball on the floor a little bit, or are you rebounder only, or tell me a little bit about your game?
I can't really dribble, so.
Let me tell you what he likes to do. He
Please
likes
do.
to shoot the 3. That's what he likes to do. All big guys love to shoot the 3, and that's what he wants to do. But we're going to change that. He's got to get down there and battle in the post for us.
He's got a good frame for it.
That's right. And hey, for us, we do have to shoot some 3s, and we got to make some 3s.
Yeah.
But we've got to understand when's the right time to take them.
Certainly.
I talked with the guys about there are certain things that are non-negotiables. And I've met with them and told them that there's certain things, playing hard, that's non-negotiable. We've got to outplay the team that we play against. We've got to play harder than they do. And we've got to take care of the basketball and play as a team. So if you've got a wide open 3, but there's a guy standing right under the goal for a wide open layup, we would rather have the wide open layup most of the time. And then, the only thing I talked to them about the last couple of years about that I saw, and I made a few games. I didn't make many, but I have made a few. I want to know when I walk in the gym and I look at the scoreboard, whether it's 50-40 or 40-50. I need to know who's in the lead.
Yeah.
Because there's certain times, I think in all high schools get into this, where they just press too much and they try to get up and down the floor. And maybe there might be times when we need to slow it down and we need to work some clock. And maybe we've got a lead and we may not take that. Maybe it is a wide open 3. I even tell the guys there's certain times that you're wide open for a reason. They're leaving you open, so you don't need to be shooting that 3 right there. So we've got to understand when is a good shot and what's a good shot.
Well, that leads into another question, and I guess this is more directed to you, Coach. Everybody has their desired style of play. Now, like you just said, sometimes the team you're playing against dictates that we're going to have to do something different tonight. What style of play do you desire to play with this group of guys you got? If you had it your way, you're able to control the situation, what's it look like?
For me, I think that we can't be a pressing team all the time just by sheer depth.
Well, how many guys you got? That was going to be my next question.
We've got 9.
Okay.
And we want to go 9 deep. We want to use all guys, but still, at some point we probably got to slow it down some and just play whatever style allows us to win the game. Is what I want to play.
I hear you.
And that may change from week to week. You know, there are some teams that I think we can get out and we can run with, and maybe can outrun. But there are other teams that maybe we need to slow it down and slow them down and make them play in the half game, something that they may not be accustomed to. I guess if you had to ask me a style, we want to run when we can run,
Yeah.
and we want to play smart basketball.
Sure.
I think there are two things that I guess you can take like from Nate Oates. You know, if we're wide open under the goal, I think that's a good shot for
Yeah.
us. You know,
High
we want to
percentage.
shoot layups, we want to shoot free throws, and we want to shoot the three-pointer.
Yeah.
The 18-foot jump shot probably doesn't need to happen very much for us.
Yeah, that mid-range.
That's right.
It's important to be able to make it, but
That's right. And,
you can step back one more foot and it's worth
that's
an
right,
extra point.
That's right. So we want to use that to our advantage.
Yeah. Mason, all three of you guys were part of the team last year, I guess. Coach, tell us a little bit about the area tournament game where you played the #1 seed and really battled them. Sound like you were in a game that maybe people didn't expect you to be in. Somebody speak to that game a little bit and what that looked like.
It was actually a really fun and interesting game because it was like 28 to 27 at half, and then we come back out and we take the lead by 15. But that goes back to Coach saying we just gotta slow down, play our pace of basketball, not theirs. We gotta slow down, play at our pace, run the clock, and just make smart decisions. And we was in the game the whole time. It's just we got to play smart.
And what was last year's record? I've got that on print somewhere. Does anybody know? I can go find
I
it.
think somebody told me they were 6-16.
Okay.
That may be or may not be right, but that sounds probably about right.
Players, as a team, what are some team goals for this upcoming season?
Win the area. I mean,
Okay.
We always compete with the one, and we got a new area, so it's three new teams that we haven't played before. And
Coach, who's in the area?
All right, so I guess for us, it will be us. It will be Elwood Christian out of Selma. It will be Breakthrough Charter and Francis Marion, both over in Marion and Maplesville,
Okay.
which would be, the rival school for us.
Sure.
Those will be our area games.
Fantastic. So I cut you off on goals. We got about 1 minute.
Just to win area or be able to get past the area tournament. I mean, it's been we've never done it, so we just get past the area tournament, win it, or just be able to compete in it very well.
Sure. Anybody else with our media folks? We just got a few seconds. Any other questions? Well, good job.
Yeah. Right. I will say this. My goal for the team is to compete.
Sure.
We want to do the little things right. I know this may sound like a Nick Saban or something, but we want to do the little things right and not worry about doing the big things right. We want to do all the little things right, and I think the big things will, they'll take care of themselves. Sometimes maybe in basketball, you may have a night where the shots are not falling.
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out another way to make it happen.
That's right.
Last
thing, fans are watching. What does it mean to have a packed house for you players when a lot of fans come out? What does that mean?
It's fun. It makes the game more fun, especially if you're having a good night shooting or whatever you're doing. You're doing good, or it's fun having everybody scream and yell and.
All right. Well, Billingsley High School, thanks so much for being here today. Coach McLean, good luck to you guys on the upcoming season.
Thank y'all so much for having us. Good. We were the guinea pigs. We do okay?
All right, now we're joined by the Billingsley Bears ladies basketball coach and a few of her players, Miss Angela Jones. If I understand, I believe 3 years. This is your 4th year with the program.
That's right.
Talk a little bit about your coaching history. Let us know a little bit about Angela Jones.
Well, I graduated from Billingsley in '97, so I'm a hometown girl. And then from there, I went to Calera, coached there for two and a half years. Then we moved to Mississippi, and then we came back to Alabama at Isabella, and I was there for 4 years. And then we moved to Gulf Shores, where I went into the private school system, coached at Snook Christian Academy and Baldwin Christian Academy. And then this opportunity came open when this job came open, and I knew it was really God opening the doors for that to get back home.
So you're back home. What's it like coaching at home?
In this year that I feel like I think we're on the right track. You know, I think a lot of it is the kids have to buy in to the program. Parents have to buy into what we believe in, and work hard. You know, every single day you can't come without working and enthusiasm. That's what it takes.
That's right. So region tournament last year.
Yes.
That's quite a goal. What do you set for the upcoming year? I mean, you've been there, done that. Now what?
Yeah. So well, obviously area, and move on to regionals, win regionals, and then get into state, make it to state. I want to see what we can do in state. You know, of course I want to win. I want to win state. That's our main goal, and that's what we're here for, is to win state. But we set realistic goals. And we meet those goals, and then we move on and meet bigger goals, you know.
Sure. Well, only one team can win it all.
That's right, absolutely.
So,
It takes a
getting there
lot.
to be in the
That's
mix
right.
is a big deal.
That's right.
Fantastic. Well, let's meet the ladies that are with you today. Going from my left, your right across. Why don't you tell us your name, your year in school, freshman, sophomore, junior, et cetera, and then your natural position on the basketball court.
Am I a guard? I don't know what we are.
Well, you've been a guard.
You're
before.
My name is Elena Jones.
Any relation to the coach?
That's my mom.
I was guessing, so I wasn't sure.
My name's Elena Jones. I'm a junior this year, and I am a guard.
All right.
My name is Derek Motley. I'm a senior, and I'm the point guard.
My name is Megan Chandler. I'm a senior, and I'm a shooting guard.
Fantastic. Now, Derek, I'm gonna go to you first because I know you from been around you a while. You didn't say a point guard. You said the point guard, and I like that. A little confidence in that, Coach.
That's right.
Tell us what that means to be the point guard.
It just means both. Really,
Sure.
The main goal is to score, but if it's not there, it's not there.
Sure. Elena, I believe you said you were a junior. Give me the class. I mean, do you know how many players you got in each grade on the team? That may be a coach question. I don't know.
We have 2 seniors. These are the only 2 seniors. And there's 2 juniors. And then after that, it's just all younger girls. So it's really all young.
Now,
Very
the
young.
juniors and up, everybody played last year, I'm guessing, for the Bears. So they've got that. Everybody has that experience of going to the winning the area, going to the region kind of thing. So from a player perspective, Megan, why don't you speak up? What kind of goals do you have as a team? Do you all have for this year?
Well, as she said, we're trying to go to state this year. We really just building team.
Maybe chemistry. Yeah.
Team bonding.
There you go.
Getting everyone doing their job on the floor.
Good deal. All right. This to any player, biggest rival. Like who's your favorite team to play against, or least favorite
Maplesville.
team to play against? Maybe.
Oh,
Maplesville.
Maplesville. Yeah.
And why is that? Just the proximity, history.
We've been rivals
Yeah,
for
always
years.
are.
It's just fun.
Since I was in school.
It goes back.
And before. So that was a big game last year that kind of set us over into the winning the area, was beating Maplesville. I've never beaten Maplesville all the years I ever played basketball at Billingsley and went on to play in college. I never beat Maplesville, so it felt pretty good to beat Maplesville.
And where did you play in college at, by the way?
Southern
just out of
Union.
curiosity. Okay, fantastic.
Yep. So that was kind of my coach at Southern Union was Coach Sparks, who came from Maplesville. So she recruited me, so it was kind of neat.
And you still played for her? No, I'm
Yes,
kidding.
I did. She was a good coach. She is a good coach.
That's fantastic. Players or coach, style of play. If you had your way, could do anything you want on the court, what do you naturally gravitate towards style?
Shooting a 3.
I got you.
Well, I'm gonna speak. I'm a strong defensive
yeah,
person. I
me
mean,
too.
if you win defense,
Yeah.
you have more opportunity on the offensive side. So aggressive defense sets you up for open shots on the other end. Transition is what I want to get to. That's what when I coached at Clear, I was a transition basketball team. really aggressive defense, transition in basketball, and score on the other end. So that's where we are with this year. I feel like we have a lot of guards. We don't have a lot of height. So we have to do, play with what we have, and that's our style of play this year.
Well, and that kind of sort of answers my next question, but defensively, I'm sure you got what you want to play. And sometimes the opponent dictates, we're going to do something different tonight. But what's your go-to defense as a coach, and for the team you have this year?
We do a 1-2-2 defense. I'm a zone defense.
So no matter who you play.
Yeah. No matter who I play, I'm going to be a 1-2-2. Either spread the floor 1-2-2 or crunch it in.
Trap a little bit, or just
that's right.
Trap, try to force threes. Okay.
Trap. We want them to have to drive to the middle where we can cut them off. We're going to get them in the middle. We're going to trap them.
All right. To the young ladies, because I got about a minute left.
Yes.
When fans come out, it's a packed house in the Billingsley High School gym. What does that mean to you?
We just feel like very supported, and we know that, like, at the end of the day, we're always going to have our Bear fans there for us, no matter if it's a win or a loss.
That's awesome. And seniors, last go round. Talk a little bit about senior year and what that means.
I'm actually really excited for this year. I feel like we're going to go farther this year with our team. I'm sad for it to end. I really don't want it to end, so I really want to go farther this year.
There you go. Every game's an extra game. Come on. And Derek, any thoughts on that?
Basically everything that she said. I'm very excited this year, even though it's my last year. So I feel like I got to do more this year, and I want to go farther.
Any other questions from the media that are here? All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with us. Thank you to Huey Magoo for hosting us. Go get you some lunch, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're joined now with the Autaugaville Eagles men's basketball head coach and a couple of his players, Coach Darren Golson. Now, Coach, I don't know how many years, but I know you are not new to Autaugaville High School. How long you been out there?
It's about 22 and a half years right now.
That's all, right?
Yeah, that's all.
Got a couple of state championship, some state final berths,
Right,
a lot of success in the past. Why don't you walk us through your coaching history, maybe before Autaugaville and then on through your years with Autaugaville?
Okay. Long story short, I remember late Mr. Calvin Hunter called me up, and I was working somewhere else, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come on down here? I need some help." I was like, "Okay, I'll come down there and help you out." Came down, Worked out with him a little bit. Came back home. I was, it was okay. And he called me back. He said, "Hey, I want to offer you a job." I was like, "Coach Hunter, I already have a job." He said, "Well, I really need you down here, blah, 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 blah." So I got off the phone and said, "I can't do it right now. I can't leave what I have going on."
Right.
So got off the phone. My wife got on to me, and she said, "You need to give something back to the community. You need to go down there and help out. You can do this other thing on the side." So that's what I did.
So you're from Autaugaville originally?
Yes.
Okay.
From Autaugaville originally, so started coaching down there. Really, I coached the B team, and I was in-school director, in-school suspension director.
Okay.
And then here I am today with these guys here.
You're 23. So how many state titles do we have over those 22 years so far?
Oh, well, I have one blue trophy, one red trophy.
Okay.
Went there, we played a championship game in 2005, and we won it in 2021.
I got to see that 21 team a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You were loaded with talent.
Awesome
That's a
team.
Fantastic team.
And we went 30-0.
Yeah.
That was an undefeated year. And that was a great year. It doesn't even get hard until, well, it got real hard the last game.
Oh, sure.
You're up there playing in the state championship game, and then you lose the last one. No one remembers that you're 29-1. Why you couldn't finish.
Right.
So a lot of the guys would lose, but I had to play like I was loose, but I was tight.
And when you do that and you're having so much success, how do you keep the guys up every night? I mean, it's easy to get flat, I would think.
Well, having a good coaching staff. I have several coaches that help me, and if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it because I'm hardcore, and they come at the kids differently.
Sure.
One comes from the Bible, and the other one's a little bit. He'll come from a different way, and the other one hits them a different way, and it keeps them because all kids are different, and they don't need just hardcore all the time. So they come around, they pick up where I leave off, and that's what makes us great.
Well, and speak to this idea, kids especially, I think it's always been this way, but it's especially more now, different kids need to be coached a little bit different ways sometimes. I mean, you got 10 guys on the team, you've got 10 different personalities. What does that look like?
Like I said, having the staff that I have makes a big difference. Sure. I mean, I couldn't do it by myself.
Sure.
Yeah, and I guess this year, especially winning the championship, AD Coach Jackson took a lot off me as far as the logistics of it.
Sure.
Finding places to practice when we went off. I think we went 3 or 4 times to Birmingham in a row. Finding places to practice, food, all those type things. He just wanted me to do X's and O's. And first time up there, I was like, man, just X's and O's. Back in 2005, you had to worry about everything.
Yeah.
I just tell him what I need, he'd go get it. And we had a great administration too. Had some great principals and assistant principals.
Fantastic. Now let's meet the guys that are with you today. We'll start from my left. Give us your name, your year in school, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever, and then your natural position on the court.
Jermaine Motley Jr. I'm a freshman. I'm the point guard.
All right.
Name Kevius, senior, small forward.
Okay. All right. Jermaine, freshman, playing point guard. A lot of, not pressure, but a lot of expectation, a lot of work to do to get everybody involved. What's that going to look like as a freshman? How do you feel going into the season?
Feel great.
I need more than that, man. What else? Tell me about it. What's your experience playing before? Did you play at the middle school level?
Yeah, I played JV.
Okay.
In games and make them shine.
Sure. What style of play do the Autaugaville Eagles like to play? If you can go out and set the tone, the pace, what does that look like?
Like sportsmanship, be a leader, make sure everybody's good, healthy.
I gotcha. Jermaine, you personally, would you rather be a distributor of the ball or? Good. It sounds like you got a young team, Coach. I mean, if you got one senior, a little bit of experience in those younger guys, or is this going to be a learning year?
This is going to be a learning year. Most of them coming off the JV. We have some new youngsters just coming along, contemplating on putting an 8th grader on the varsity team.
How about that?
Watch him every day, and he's pretty good.
Make it hard to keep him off the team?
Yeah, he's the brother of one of the guys last year. What was his name?
Ethan.
Ethan. His name is Ethan. His brother is, he played with us last year. What's his name?
Who?
Jade Nixon. So it's Jade Nixon's brother, and just watching him play this summer and watching him as we go along during school, he's gotten a whole lot better, a whole lot stronger, a whole lot faster.
Sure.
And I'm really contemplating on it. It'll be putting him in the fire.
Yeah.
And I had to treat him differently for being an 8th grader playing in the varsity, but we may need him down the road.
Well, and that young experience is big for the future too. So, you brought up an interesting point. What does this summer look for your basketball program? I'm sure play dates, camps. What all goes into that?
Well, this past year we didn't do any play dates. Our kids said we went to Birmingham, about 3 years in a row. We had some long seasons, year to year to year, and didn't want to put them through that again. Wanted them to have a chance to relax, do a lot of football. We did a lot of weightlifting, a lot of training. So it wasn't really any basketball, open gym type thing this year.
Yeah. Akevius, what style of play have y'all been over the last few years? Are we up and down the court, shoot a lot of threes, or slow it down? What's the desired style for Autauga?
Try to make it to the basket.
Okay, so take the drive when it's there.
And pass the ball to the teammates.
I gotcha. Jermaine, your thoughts on that?
Drive the ball to the basket.
I gotcha. Coach, as far as defense goes, what kind of tone do you want to set through defense?
Oh, we hard-nosed on defense.
Sure.
We're going to play that first. That's usually the thing we work on. When we first start practice, our first practice will be Monday. We play a game next Friday. So we have about 4 days of practice and we'll play a game. But we're going to stress defense. We run all types of defenses. I put something in which I call flow. It's a combination of man-to-man, 2-1-2, and a 3-2. So we put a combination of all three defensive into one.
Interesting.
And I call it flow.
I need to hear more about that. Is that a brainchild of yours, or is that something you kind of pick from here and there?
Yeah, something I kind of just built myself.
Okay. So we'll see at the college level before you know it. They're going to catch on to what you're doing and may flow on up the chain.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
I need to see flow. I'm going to come out there and watch you. Let's see. I believe the Autauga County tournament. Now, you all have won that at least, 2 out of the last 3, or maybe 3 out of the last 3 years? What's that look like?
We won last year, and I was very surprised because, last year was supposed to be a, how can I put it?
Maybe a rebuilding
challenging year.
Sure.
And we happened to win the county tournament. But one thing I can say about the kids in Autaugaville, we're going to come out, we're going to play hard.
Sure.
They never give up. And I always preach, let's play until the last bell rings, and that's what they do. They don't care if they're up 20 or down 20. They're going to play to the bell rings.
Sure. Now, your thoughts, I'd ask the players on it, but style of play. If you can impose your will on the other team, what do you want to do?
Well, if we can, I like to keep it upbeat.
Sure.
I like to run and gun, but it changes every game.
Of course. The opponent dictates a lot of that.
It depends on who I'm playing, depends on how we playing that night, and really I don't even know until after the ball is tipped, like the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then I have plays for different things, whether we run a man-to-man, or whether we're going to run zone, or whether we're going to play helter-skelter.
Yeah.
And I base that off of how the other team's playing and how we playing that particular night.
Sure. Now, Akevius, I want to direct this question to you. I believe there's usually some pretty good home game crowds for y'all's basketball games, if I'm not mistaken. What does that mean to you when you look up there and the crowd's full? Maybe it's some guys that had played in the past, some parents out there, other folks from the community. What does that mean to you?
They just come to support Autaugaville basketball team, just make us, challenging.
I got you. Jermaine, maybe the most important question we get asked today, who's your favorite college basketball program?
North Carolina.
That is the wrong, of all the answers you could have given, that's the worst one. No, I'm kidding. That's the wrong shade of blue. I'm kidding. Akevius, how about you, man? Do you have a favorite college program?
UAB.
Okay. The Blazers, all right. Well, Coach, any parting shots? And we got about 2 minutes left. Anything else you want to talk about?
Hey, I just want the kids to get better every game, every practice. We're not going to be stressed on winning games this year. I just want them every day to come out and be better than they were the day before.
There's another coach in the county. I love his mindset. We want to get 1% better every day. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like that's kind of what you're looking at.
Right.
Any other questions from the media that are here today? Well, guys, we're going to let you go about a minute early. You did a fantastic job.
Hey, I want to thank you all for inviting us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, fans, we're joined now with the Autaugaville Lady Eagles basketball program. With head coach Javaris Jackson. Got 3 of his players with us. Coach Jackson, why don't you kind of introduce yourself to the media here today, just your playing experience, coaching experience, some stops along the way.
Yes, Javaris Jackson, mainly a football coach. I got introduced to basketball about 3 years ago. We was looking for a basketball coach at the time. The guy that I had, he took an assistant principal job. And Coach Gosa just came to me. He said, "Coach, why don't you, take over the girls and we'll do it together." It's going good. It's going really good.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of success early on. Coaching girls versus coaching fellas in football. It's got to be different. What are some of the differences?
Mentality.
And the girls are laughing as I ask that question in case you can't pick that up.
Attitudes. Just a lot of sense of urgency with girls is different from what it is with boys, so it does be a big transition. It be about mid-season of basketball season once I kind of get out of my football mode. I have to always understand. I get caught up a lot of times saying, "Come on, guys," or "You guys get it," and I got to realize, okay, now I'm back I'm with girls now. So,
certainly. Well, and as obviously, coaching the ladies basketball team for a couple of years now. You've been coaching football for how long? I mean, you've been out there for a little bit.
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years. That's
yes,
awesome.
Sir.
How's the football team going? Getting off sports subjects.
We're going pretty good. We had a couple of mishaps here and there, but kind of more like a rebuilding year. So we trying to finish strong. We're doing junior high team is doing real good. High school team, we coming along. We're looking forward to next year and different things like that. Putting young people in different spots. So just gonna try to make it happen, but we're doing pretty good.
That's great. Well, back to basketball, which is what we're here for.
Yeah.
What's the expectation? What's some goals for this upcoming season for your basketball team?
Well, the first goal, number 1, state championship.
Sure.
But just trying to advance farther than what we did on last year. Last 2 years, we made it to the regional semifinals. I feel like we had a good chance.
That put you in the final 8, correct?
Yes,
or 16, final 8. Okay.
Yeah, well, we got to the 16.
Okay.
We trying to advance to that Elite 8, Final 4. So we just continue to keep working hard, and just like I tell them all the time, every year is to get better, move on. We don't go backwards. We just continue to keep going forward. So
sure. Who are the other teams in your area?
This year it will be Verbena High School, Autauga High School, Autauga Academy, Fayetteville, and us. We're in a 5-team region.
And then 4 go to region or to area play, tournament play,
well,
and then
everybody goes to area play.
Okay, and then on the
everybody
region
goes
from
to
there.
area play automatic.
Okay.
And then the winner and the runner-up, they go to sub-region.
Gotcha. And then in goal, we want to get to Birmingham, correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, that's where the finals are.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's meet the ladies that are with you today. We'll go from my left to the right. Give us your name, year in school, and then natural favorite position on the court.
My name is Marissa Sieben, and I'm in 11th grade. I'm a junior, and I don't like offense, but I love defense, but I'm a point guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Zakaria Phillips, senior, and I do point guard.
Okay.
But I would rather shooting guard.
Okay.
My name is Alexandra Sanders. I'm a junior. I'd rather be a shooting guard, but I play on the block sometimes.
Okay. Now, Alzasia, I'm going to ask you a question. I feel a lot of happiness and joy out of Zakaria. Is she the happiest person on the team? Because she just looks like she has this positive joy about her. Or is that just here today?
She this year. She's happy.
Okay. I mean, look at that smile. You can't help but love it. All right. Any of you ladies, Coach talked a little bit about goals for this upcoming season. I'd like to hear that from your perspective. What are some goals? What's a successful season for the Autaugaville Lady Eagles?
Well, to me, it's all about bonding, working on our bonding. As long as that's good, I feel like the season will go better, and like the connection, because like we have a young team, and I'm the only senior, so like I just really want everybody to have fun and learn the learning experience.
That's awesome. Great answer. So style of play. I mean, you take coach out of the equation, you go do whatever you want on the court. What style are we going to play? It's probably the same one with Coach in there, right? Or we want them to get up and down the floor, slow it down. I mean, what's natural to you?
Well, rather get up and down the floor. Don't slow down at all.
Yeah.
But like he like for us to slow it down, take our time with our passes, especially me. But like the faster we play, it's like we can get up ahead better. And like I want to go and get ahead so we won't have like get down. Like they can come for us. But like with the younger kids, we gotta take it slow.
Sure. What would it mean to make it to the Final Four in Birmingham this year? I mean, the fellas have done it a couple of times. What would it mean for the ladies program to get there?
It will mean a lot.
Yeah.
It would be good because the girls haven't been in a long time.
So show the community like we can do it too.
I heard you say it's a younger team, but do you think you have the talent to make it there? I mean, are the pieces there? If everybody plays together and everything goes right, we can get there?
Yes.
Cool. Who's the biggest rival on the season? I don't know if it's an area team or somebody else.
This year, I think our biggest rival will be Autauga Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because like it's our first year playing them.
Okay.
We used to everybody else, so like it's the new ones.
Kind of an unknown. Nice. All right. And what's it like playing in your all's gym on where I come from? It's Tuesday night and Friday nights are always home basketball nights. It's not always Friday night for you guys. But when you're at home, what's it like having a packed house? The fans are there. They're there for the Eagles. What's that like?
It feels like home. Like you see the love and the support because like it wasn't always like that for the girls, but like I feel like it'll be better this year.
That's
so
awesome.
when it be packed out like that, it warms our heart.
That's great. So defensively, what style of play do you all like to play? Marissa, I'll go to you first on that.
Sometimes, I'm going to say sometimes we do need to take our time and like talk because like normally we don't talk to each other and stuff.
Okay.
And then
Communication's key, yeah.
And then we get in our head and start arguing with each other and stuff and have to calm each other down and stuff. But I said we do great on defense more than offense though.
Okay, all right. Alexasia, how about your thoughts on defense for the Lady Eagles?
I love defense.
Okay.
Defense is like defense makes offense.
Yeah.
So once you got the defense, you got the offense. So it really you need defense basically.
I feel like I know the answer to the next question, but I'll ask it anyway. If you're playing man to man, who's guarding the other team's best player? Who wants them? You want that smoke,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. Zay, she's like our dog.
I felt like she was gonna be like me.
So, but this is our speed because I can't do it no more. But like,
you do it no more like you're old.
But like, when it comes to talking to them and like if they need to tap out break, I'm there.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, that's a great job, ladies. Coach, what are your thoughts? Style of play? What kind of team? If take the other team out of the equation, you're just there. You can do whatever you want. What do you want the product on the court to look like?
Well, offensively, we want to like they said, we want to get up and down the floor. We want to make sure that we outrun the other team, get up and down the floor. That way, when we're good on defense, if we press it or if we in a 31 or something like that, we can get up in people's face and we can make sure, because I tell them all the time, if they can't score, they can't win. So that's why we strongly key in on defense. And I know this year, we lost our leading scorer from last year. She to graduation. So this year we're gonna have to be more defensive minded. So we're gonna be doing a lot of different things on defense. And then, like I said, offensively, it's just gonna be more trying to work the ball around, move the ball around. Because just like she said, we do have a bunch of young. We really got a whole starting another 5 in like the 8th grade.
How about that?
I mean, just from point guard all the way up to center. So we really just we working them in. So like once these young ladies graduate, then boom, they just step right on in.
How many young ladies do you have on the roster for this upcoming season?
15.
So how deep can you go into the bench, or this is preseason, my bad.
No.
How many do you expect to be able to go into? How deep on the bench?
Really, out of the 15 that's out there now, probably about 12 of them.
Well, that's impressive, especially with some of the younger ones out there with you too.
Right, probably about 12, because a lot, we had a great summer. We went to 5 play days this summer. We finished off in Auburn, so we had a great record this summer. Just working together, getting a lot of our younger girls in, and then we had a lot of 2 6th graders, which are 7th graders now. That's gonna really they're gonna get a lot of playing time also too.
How about that?
Just from being with us this summer and just trying to make sure, like she said, just we get that dog in them to where they hungry and where they want to continuously keep playing.
Alex, Asia, and Zakaria, back to you guys. Something you said made me think of it. Leadership and investing in the players younger than you. What does that mean to you? I'll go to you first, Zakaria.
I mean, to me, it's all about growth.
Sure.
So, like, I won't want to be out there knowing what I'm doing, then I got a whole team on the bench that don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So, like, when I see them progressing, that'll make me feel like I did my part. And
You're doing your job, yeah.
It'll be okay for me to graduate and be like, okay, they're going to be okay because, like, they still learning and they got it. They know how to learn.
Sure. Well, Alex, Asia, you have been termed by the other ladies and yourself as the dog on the team. That hardcore. I want to go after the other team. You're a junior.
Yes.
So
sir.
after next year, who's it going to be? I mean, are you training up the next dog to take your place?
And some of them it's already there too.
Okay.
Like bumblebees. The little ones, they come prepared, come ready. Like they played on a varsity level with us this year, and they did great. So like I don't really think I have to train them up to be a dog because they just gonna get.
I hear you.
It's just gonna get better from when we.
I got you.
Where they were.
Fantastic answer.
And just want to add to that, as far as like when you say leadership and different things. Well, she has a little sister on the team, and she has a little sister
How
on the
about
team.
that? I bet those relationships are interesting to say the least.
So, a lot of times I have to kind of keep them separated from their sisters because, don't beat up your sister when we in practice. Because they want to make sure that they getting it right also, too. So, it'd be a lot of pressure on their little sisters because my big sister's out here playing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sometimes we got to switch sisters for a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. I have brought this up with other programs, but curious, and I'm not sure, the county tournament, who's hosting that this year? Where's it at?
Marbury.
So it's at Marbury?
Yes, sir.
What's that county tournament going to look like for you? I mean, some good programs in the county.
Yes, it's great. It's great programs in the county. We have some great lady coaches in the county for our girls basketball. Like last year, I talked with all the coaches last year. Every girls basketball team in the county last year went undefeated in the area and won the area championship. We slipped up and lost out by 1 point, but we all went undefeated in the county. All Prattville, Marbury, Billingsley, all went undefeated. The girls team. That was big for this county.
Oh my goodness,
general, for all girls teams to go undefeated and host the area tournament. That was a big plus.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Any other questions from our media folks that are here today?
I was just going to ask
you
ladies, you seem to have wonderful chemistry. Tell me a little bit about the chemistry on the court.
It's basically the chemistry. It's like we grew up together basically. Ever since we were young, we were playing little league basketball. We knew we were close. Everybody talked about like family already. So like it was already there. So us playing a sport together and then us playing other sports together, it brought it more together. In basketball, we all love basketball. So like it helps it more because like we understand something together basically.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank y'all so much for your time today. Great job. Good luck to the Eagles on the upcoming season.
Yes, sir, and we thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, fans, we're joined now with the Marbury High School Bulldogs men's program head coach and a couple of players from them. Head coach William Turner. Coach Turner, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Man, thanks for being here. First year at Marbury High School for you.
That's correct.
Would love for the fan base to be able to meet you, get to know you, kind of take us back through even back to high school and college playing career, and then your coaching career up to where we are now.
Okay. I'm from Autauga County.
Okay.
I graduated from Autauga Academy.
Okay.
Actually. Coached there for about 8 years. Won a state championship. Runner-up for a state championship the following year. I was 101 and 44 as a coach at Autauga Academy.
That's pretty successful.
It was. Left there and found an absolute jewel in leaving in Marbury High School.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic place. Absolutely wonderful place to be. A lot of good infrastructure. The facilities are fantastic. The people support the school in a way that's just absolutely unbelievable. And we'd like to turn all of that support and all the good things that are just naturally happening, the diamond in the rough that is Marbury, and extend it over into the athletic program, especially with basketball.
Fantastic. So, obviously, first year, going into your first season at Marbury, when did you officially take the position? How long have you been there?
At the end of last year, when we were having our celebration for the season as it was, they announced it at that point, and from that point forward, I got to do the tryout and everything to get this team prepared for the upcoming season.
Well, that answers kind of the next question partially. So you stepped on right at the tail end of last season. So you had were able to do tryouts last fall. You've had a summer with them. Walk us through summer a little bit.
Summer for us was a little bit different than most teams because they have coaches that have been there for a little while. Needing to get the program and the foundation built for this program, we needed to do us work. Make sure that we were where we needed to be. Last year's team had the unfortunate place of only having about 7 players by the end of the year.
How about that?
Beginning of the year, there were times where there was no more than
like 5 people.
It was
That's
rough.
tough.
It's play the whole game every game. So
getting these guys the opportunity to have a real practice to where you're scrimmaging not on air but on an actual team. I actually had a guy say the other day, man, I hadn't had a practice like this in a year and a half. Because of that exact fact. Coach Brown did an unbelievable job to only have 6 players to run with all year and do everything on air the way that he had to do it. But it's been probably a good thing for these guys to be able to get extra guys on the court. As a matter of fact, with the JV, we took 15. Varsity, we took 12. So we got 27 guys to pull from. I'm never going to have the issue of having to look down at the bench and see me, 46 years old, looking back at you and trying to be the only guy that's on the bench. That's not a comfortable feeling to be in, that's for sure.
Fantastic. Well, let's meet the guys that came with you today. If you don't mind, if you'll give us your name, your class, what year you are in school, and your, people play a lot of positions on the court. So your most natural position.
Okay. So I'm a Release Reed, class of 25, and I like to play like a small forward, or I can play big. I can really play like all positions.
A combo action. I like it.
I'm Jacob Driver, and I'm a senior this year. And my favorite position is shooting guard. I like to shoot.
Okay. Jacob, how many seniors are on the team this year?
We have 3 this year.
Okay. So you 2 plus one more?
Plus one more, yes,
okay.
sir.
So you've been there for a few, obviously you've been around the program all 4 years, both you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the last few years been like?
We've been very successful so far. I've been playing since I was in 9th grade for the varsity, so it's just we've won 3 regional championships in my 3 years I've been here. We're looking for a 4th, and we've been very successful so far. That's
fantastic. Aurelius, what's your experience been?
For me, every year been like completely different. Like freshman year, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was on JV, he was on varsity, so like we don't have to. Or no, he was on JV,
for a little bit. Yeah.
He got pulled up.
Double dipped a little bit.
Yeah. So like JV, we just got like lose every game. We had like 1 win, I think. And then our second year, we had a new coach. So then our whole play style was like changed again. Now I got pulled up to varsity. And then, like he wouldn't call like timeouts. So it was funny.
It's been adventurous, that's for sure.
I'd say, you had quite a career in 4 years. You've seen a lot.
Yes,
ups
sir.
and downs and small teams, big teams. I got to ask, having 6 guys available, what was that like from your perspective?
You go into the game knowing you got to play, and you got to bring your best. There's nobody to back you up, so you got to play the whole time, and it builds a lot of endurance, that's for sure.
And still able to win the region last year?
Yeah.
Or How about that? With
For sure.
5 or 6 guys.
I think we were undefeated in the region too. We didn't lose a game.
So were some of the guys I'm assuming injury took some guys out.
Yeah, we had injuries, and then people that were like academically ineligible,
Gotcha.
and people transferred, and it just fell apart there at the beginning of the year. But then as the season went on, we started to gain momentum and catch our stride.
Well, that's awesome. Fantastic. All right. Well, as far as style of play, what do the Marbury Bulldogs, what's this year going to look like for the player, from your perspective, from the players? What type of play you're going to put on the court? We'll ask Coach in a minute. His say matters.
But very fast-paced and defensive focus that we're going to press people, and we're going to make people uncomfortable and make them play our game, and we're not going to play their game. So
offensively, what is your game? That press turned into turnovers, layups kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
Or, okay.
And in transition threes, we can shoot the ball really well this year.
I hear you. Aurelius, any thoughts on that for you?
Yeah, pretty much all he said. That's our play style, our general play style.
Coach Turner, now your perspective, I mean, what they want's one thing, but what the coach says is a whole nother. What do you anticipate the on-court product looking like?
They understand my message very well. They have gotten exactly what we're going to do. You create offense with transition. I've coached, been doing this for a while now, and I've been around coaches that want to just roll the ball out, let them go scrimmage the whole time, and that can be effective. And I've seen guys that want to get in the half court and do nothing but run plays the entire time, and you run 700 plays that they never really grasp the concept of. And you start calling them in a game, and they just turn around and look at you like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So there's a happy medium somewhere in there where you drill them a little bit. You don't have to run 100 plays as long as you run the ones that you're running effectively.
Sure.
You do them properly and do them correctly. You don't need to have a bunch. And I'm hoping not to ever be in half court, to be totally honest with you. If we can be in transition the entire game, we're going to be in transition the entire game if we can possibly do it.
Do you have a point number you'd like to hit? Say, hey, if we get to 80 points or 90 or whatever.
Sky's the limit.
I hear you.
Sky's the limit.
You know, in this day of data and statistics, some teams are starting to set goals for, like, we want to shoot at least X amount of threes per game or create X amount of turnovers. Do you have any of those goals in mind already?
We actually talked about that today. We got our shooting machine out, and I told them where we wanted to be as far as our three-point percentage number when we're shooting those things. And I told them our bottom line is 33%. That's where we need to be on that shooting machine. And anything above that guarantees you just about a victory. If you're making 1 out of 3 of your three-pointers on average, you're going to increase that percentage 10 to 15 points. That is a huge amount to end up winning by potentially.
Sure. Well,
we shot about 38% today, so we were doing good.
How about that? Can we get to 50? What would
that would be unbelievable. That would be absolutely great.
And I'm hearing, I feel like this is kind of where the game is, but is the mid-range game really a thing for you guys? Because most teams really do. We want to cause turnovers and shoot layups, or we want to get good looks at the three. I mean, what about the mid-range game?
Analytics do matter. They really do. That 18, 17-foot jump shot is just pointless now. It doesn't get you, the odds of making it is really, really low, and it only gets you 2 points, the same thing as that layup. So you're much better off just shooting threes and shooting layups. And we focus a lot of stuff on just those two elements of the game.
Now, I think what I'm hearing, and this is directed at any of the three of you, style of play-wise, you want to, it sounds like a lot of man-to-man, pressing all over the court kind of thing, or am I misreading that?
We're not having to be in man-to-man necessarily, but we can be. I like zone presses. I go back, I'm old enough to remember the Tarkanian years at UNLV, and we run kind of a hybrid of that amoeba type deal in our half court. It's a 2-3, but it hybrids into that kind of amoeba and all the points that you're supposed to do stuff and trapping and things like that. And a lot of zone pressing as well. Yeah, we'll mix it. It'll be a mixed bag of things to throw at them and keep them guessing as much as we possibly can.
Going to be a fun product to watch. I can just tell what y'all going to put on the floor. Home games out there at Marbury High School, and you mentioned the facilities out there, fantastic spot. What's that going to mean when y'all roll out the ball here, I guess next week, first home game, or week after?
Week after. Our girls flag football team actually had a ton of success and have extended their season. And by extending their season has kind of pushed ours back a couple of games. But we wish them all the best and extend it as long as they can.
So when we have that first home game night, you come into the gym for warm-up, and the entire place is packed with blue and white Marbury colors. What does that mean to you from a player perspective, Jacob and Aurelius?
It's awesome to know that we have support and that they're going to be there behind our backs. And we also, the band actually will come to our games and play, and it's just an awesome atmosphere to be able to play basketball in.
Fantastic. Getting the band there, I think, is a huge deal.
It's awesome.
In some ways, basketball is kind of that other sport in this state. It just is what it is.
It is.
But when you get that buy-in, that involvement, I think it's huge. Or really, it's what does it mean to you as a senior? Come out there and they're ready to be the sixth man.
It's really just it's crazy, honestly. Like just to see the entire crowd, just to have them all there to support you, just for you, like, and the whole team, of course. But like, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Coach, we got about 30 seconds. Any last thoughts that you would like to share about the upcoming season? Any ways that fans can get involved, support the team, maybe fundraisers, anything going on?
Nothing currently, but keep your ears and eyes out for potentials. Just come on out and support us. Come watch. It is going to be a fun product we're going to put on the court here. And we want to be the preeminent place to come if you want to play basketball in Autauga County. We want to be the place that you want to come to. Come watch us, come see us, and
Yeah, the
enjoy
easiest
it.
way to find information about the team is there. Are you on social media? I'm assuming Facebook, Twitter.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Check
just
us
search
out on
Marbury
social
out there.
media. We
Yeah.
are there, Instagram, Facebook, all of the prevalent social medias.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for being a
Thanks
part
for your
of
time.
today.
Appreciate it. Thank
Love
you.
having you out here.
Great job, guys. Good job. Really
Take your
good.
name tags too. Stacy, you just got 5.
Fans, we're joined now by the Marbury High School Lady Bulldog basketball program, led by Coach Reginald Brown Sr. I've known him a long time. I was just playing with Coach Brown. So
That's it.
Yeah. So, Coach, introduce yourself a little bit to us today. Playing experience on up through. I mean, you've been to Marbury for a minute, but
I
your
have.
coaching resume, I guess, if you would.
Okay, good deal. My name is Reginald Brown. I was born and raised here in Autauga County. Played at Autaugaville High School. We won the championship back in 1995. I went to college for a couple years, Alcorn State, Alabama State. Played a little ball there, and then I went on and went to the Marine Corps for 8 years and played on the All-Marine team for about 3 years and blew my knee out. So I said I had to stay around the game of basketball. So I decided to come back home and go to school and get my degree and come back and start coaching high school basketball. I've been at Marbury High School for about 14 years. This is my 14th season. Started off coaching boys. And it's a funny story. I said I would never coach girls. And I didn't come into the game to coach girls. I wanted to coach boys. But I found out something about girls, man. They will do everything that you ask them to do. They'll run through a wall for you. I mean, it'll take you about 2 or 3 times to go over play, and they got it. Sometimes they had to fix me sometime, right? But on a serious note, man, it's been fun. I've been coaching girls for about 8 years. I went through a span where I coached boys and girls for about 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So it was a double duty for me, but I've enjoyed all of it. And this is my last season. So, yes, sir, it is. I coached the boys for the last time last year, and this season right here for the girls is going to be my last season coaching basketball.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So walk us through. I mean, obviously you've been coaching the ladies team for the last several years, men as well, but ladies last several years. Oh, what's the last few years look like? Win-loss type things.
Well, I tell you, man, we got a talented group. I had these girls since they were in the 9th grade, and I can remember. I don't remember what game it was, but I brought them all in the locker room and told them that they had a special group. Right now we have 6 seniors, and I told them, and I did it with the boys also a couple years back, but I told them if they continue to work hard and just pour their heart into the game, then they can do special things at Marbury. The last couple years we made it to the Final Four, and the last 2 years we were in the regional championship. So I think we're going to try to make that a stepping stone and see what we can do after that.
So as far as, and that leads right into goals for the upcoming season.
Yes, sir.
You can't, it's hard to be satisfied with going to the regional final. You want to go past it.
Yeah.
What are we looking for? What's the aspirations for this year?
I'm not going to say that we're trying to win a championship. Our team goal this year is to get on the court and have the girls play 100%, play as hard as they can, play it like this is their last game that they're going to play. Like I said, we got 6 seniors. And I think they know how much it means to them. They've been working for 4 years for me. So they're very experienced. They're gritty players. And I think just to get on the court and play at 100%, that's our team goal.
That's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's meet the players that you brought with you today. I'm going to start from my left, if you don't mind, just to share with us your name, your year in school, sophomore, junior, senior, which I think we got mostly seniors, it sounds
Yes,
like.
sir.
And then everybody plays different positions on the floor, but maybe the most natural position on the court to you or your favorite to play.
I'm Carly Majors. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm a center.
My name is Gabby Brown. I'm a senior in high school, and my position is shooting guard.
I'm Desai Jernigan. I'm a senior, and mine's point guard.
Okay. We'll go, Gabby, we'll go to you first. I feel like you know the coach a little bit. I mean, you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, he's my dad.
Oh, okay.
Playing for him is different because I feel like I'm pushed to work harder than the other girls because, I always want to make sure that I impress him and do things right by him. So it's different.
And now you're not the first player, family player that he's coached. I mean, at least 3 before?
No, I think 4.
4, okay. I knew
Yes, sir.
Renija and then...
it was Renija, Zamari, Reginald Jr., and Devon. So I had 5 kids come through Marbury, and I coached all 5. To tell you the story, man, I really thought about retiring about 2 years ago. But my assistant coach, Coach Palmer, told me, he said, man, you got to coach a baby girl.
That's right.
So that's why I'm still here, man, and we're going through the pains and everything just to get her out and get these girls out. So,
yeah.
But it's been a joy. All my kids said the same thing. I had to play harder. The coach is harder on me than the other players, but I don't think so. I think I'm hard on all of them because I expect the best out of them. So.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, in some respects, it's probably a little bit like they're all your daughter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Carly, I believe last year we went to the region final, correct? Is that am I remembering correctly? What was that like getting to that point of the season? There's a lot of success to make it that far.
It took a lot of dedication from each player. We all had to put in work aside from practice. Like we had to go home, put up shots, make sure we was reaching our goal each day. And it took putting every bit of effort we had 100% every day in practice continuously.
That's great. Nunu, talk about leadership a little bit on this team. It sounds like you're a senior-laden team, 6 seniors. What does the word leadership mean to you? And you can speak for the entire senior class, all 6 ladies.
Oh, okay. Senior, I'm the point guard, so I have to step up, make sure everybody doing the right thing, and then lead on to the next person, make sure they're doing the right thing, picking each other up, keeping each other heads up, and doing what we're supposed to do.
Sure. Now, Gabby, we've heard there's 6 seniors. Tell us a little bit about the underclassmen on the team.
Well, her name's Kaka. She's in 11th grade. She's kind of like one of our dogs, especially on defense. She really makes the team more energized, just how she is, and she's a big part of our defense.
Sure. Carly, what about style of play? What do you anticipate that the Marbury Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs, will put on the court this year? Up tempo, slow it down, or it kind of depends on what the other team is leading you towards?
I feel like we don't really go with the flow of the other team. We try and control the
Sure, impose
game.
your own will. I like that.
We try to, like, as we are, like, we played so many years together, and, like, we have a bond outside of just the sport, so we all know how each other works and everything, and we just go with the flow of the game.
And Coach, you can maybe speak to this, or the young ladies. One of the themes I see a lot in ladies basketball is that family atmosphere feel, that bond. I mean, like, hey, somebody said there's a wall I want you to go through, and y'all look around. Well, as a team, we can probably do it. So what's that look like on this team coming up this year?
I mean, like I said before, I mean, this team is a special team to me because we've had it so long, but they're all friends outside of basketball. When they leave the school, they're probably jumping in each other's cars, or they're going to the same place to eat. Or it's just like a family, and I just hope that they get on the court and play it that way. Yeah.
Sure. Y'all will be hosting the county tournament this year.
Yes.
What would that mean to win that county? I mean, there's some really good programs in the county. I mean, we talked about that with the last team. A lot of talent, a lot of good quality ball clubs. What would that mean?
It would mean a lot. I think we haven't won the county tournament in probably 5 or 6 years as far as the girls, but it'll mean a lot to us. It'll be a stepping stone for us to go ahead and go off into the playoffs. I know it'll mean a lot to the girls because, you know, we have a powerhouse in Prattville and PCA, and we're not going to leave out of Autaugaville. They're all some good programs. So, but we want to come in and just play our best, and whatever result that happens, that's what we're going to take.
Ladies, do you have any input into that? Yeah.
We just want to win.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, that's easily said.
Yeah.
That's it.
So tipping off week after next, what would it mean to run into the gym for your first home game and it's just loaded down with folks in blue and white? What would that mean to you players?
It would mean a lot to us because we got fans.
That's right. Yeah. And you already have fans. Moms and dads are there, but man, I think the band's going to be there some. I mean, that's just exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We're ready for our first game. We ready.
Looking forward to it. How long have we been practicing? I haven't asked that question.
Well, we're working on that right now. Most of the girls, I mean, pretty much all the girls except one, I think they're playing flag football.
Okay.
And flag football, they're going to the playoffs. So right now we're working with the head coach for flag football and trying to get some time in so we can do some installing.
Sure.
We're not really practicing hard right now because we don't want to have any injuries or anything like that. But I mean, it's like that engine that you built 10, 15 years ago. I mean, if you put the right parts into it and make sure it's lubed up, I think it's going to run pretty well. And I think we got the right parts. And the girls know. I tell you this, the way I do my summer schedule, when we play in the summer times, I don't coach. I let my girls coach.
How about that?
And they know exactly what I want on the court. So I don't think practice time is going to be a big thing. I think the conditioning part, that might be a little bit that we have to work on in the next couple months or so. But as far as what I need on the court and what they need to do, I think we know what we're doing.
Sure. And I've heard the phrase building the airplane while you're flying it.
That's
You'll be able to do
it.
that as the season goes.
That's it. A lot of coaches say the hay is in the barn.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
So, Coach, style-wise, I asked the young ladies, but if with the team you have this year, with the pieces you have, what's the best product if you can impose your will? What style are you going to play?
Man.
Don't know if I want to tell that or not. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just joking. We are we're a running team. We're a shooting team. I mean, we come out and I mean, we might take 5 to 10 threes in the first half. But we're also a team that likes to penetrate, and we got some big girls down low that can control the boards and everything. So we're going to get out there and we're going to press a little bit. We got a couple presses that we're going to throw at schools, so we've been working on installing those. Just going to be an all-around team, man. It depends. It varies on every night that we play.
Well, I'm hearing
yes, sir.
You can do whatever's needed.
Yeah.
Because every team that you play against is different, so it
yes,
might
sir.
require a different style of play.
Yes, sir.
I get that totally. Any other questions from our media that's here today?
I was going to ask, you all three are seniors, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the leadership roles that you play. Who's the cheerleader on the team? Who's the motivator? Tell me a little bit about it.
I would like to say, I would like to say that we all motivate each other. If we see that there's a mistake that one of us do, we pick each other up and just try to help, just do better at our jobs. And we're all cheerleaders too, actually. She's our loudest one. She always picks up the slack and, so yeah.
Now, you said Carly's the loudest one because today I feel like she's been the quietest one. What's up with that? You just don't like us?
I'm a little nervous.
Well, you've done fantastic. Coach, we got about a minute. Any last thoughts you'd like to share, or are there ways that the community can get involved? Any fundraisers you have going on, anything like that?
Well, we just completed 2 of our fundraisers, but anytime the community, you can come out, Marbury High School, out there on Highway 31, and come check these girls out and check our boys out, and hopefully it'll be a fascinating season. We're just going to try to bring the winning spirit to Marbury, like we try to do every single year, and just come out and support.
Fantastic. Well,
Yes,
great
sir.
job today. Thank y'all so much for being a part of Media Day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your thoughts on that?
All right, we're joined now by the Prattville High School boys men's basketball program under leadership of Coach Jason Fisher. Coach Fisher, this is year 3, 4? 3 for you, okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your playing experience, kind of a homegrown fella, so from high school moving forward up to your coaching career and stops along the way to where we are today.
Well, I started off playing basketball at Prattville High School, was on the 98 Final Four team. Left there, went to play at Huntington and won a national championship with Buzz Phillips. Kind of straight away from coaching, went into law enforcement for a little bit, got back into coaching at Stanhope, then got hired on at Edgewood Academy and won their girls' first ever state title in AISA. And then the Prattville job came open, and this has been my dream job ever since, so I came on home.
Fantastic. So 3 years. Talk a little bit about the past 3 seasons, where Prattville's been and where we're expecting to head from here.
Well, the first year, I call it my give me year. Inherited a team from Coach Rogers. Had Cam Shanks, Division I football star.
Local legend.
Yeah, very big local legend. Last year, I figured was more of a rebuilding, getting to my style of basketball. And really this year, I'm looking really forward to it with some of my returning players. They're going to be, they've bought into our philosophy, and that's huge. If you get guys, teenagers to buy into something and they're running with it and they want to play defense, that's what we're going to do.
Well, and that begs the question, what is the philosophy? What's the mindset? What are you looking for?
Well, I always ask this question, and I've been asked this question, what is your identity? And I asked, good thing I have some great coaches behind me, my assistant coaches, and every consensus is we're a defensive-minded staff, we're a defensive-minded team. So if we start emphasizing defense, they're going to start to buy into the defense, and now they've bought in, and it's pretty fun to watch them at practice.
Well, defense wins championships, right?
Correct.
That's what they say. Well, let's meet the players that you brought with you today. Let's start from my left and go across. Give us your name, year in school, and then I know guys play all kinds of different spots on the floor, but maybe your most natural position.
I'm Tanner Eamon. I'm a sophomore, and I play small forward.
Xavier Dunn. I'm a senior. I play guard and shooting guard.
I'm Cameron Lewis. I'm a junior. I play point guard and shooting guard.
All right. Who's the best player on the team? No, I'm kidding. Loaded question. Can't ask that. Tanner, how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
As a sophomore. So you play point guard, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He would if you let him?
He would if I let him, yes.
I hear you. All right, guys, anybody speak up. Coach spoke a lot about defense. What does that mean to you guys?
I feel like it's very important for us. Like, we're a very fast, fundamental team. So being able to stop the ball and going down the court in transition is going to benefit us a lot.
Sure. Xavier, why don't you speak to the role of communication in defense? Because I know it's a big deal that Coach preaches to you, too.
Communication, being able to help, knowing where our players are.
That's a good answer. Tanner, what's your favorite? There's zone defense, full court press, man-to-man, traps, whatever. If you were coaching, what style defense, what type of defense are you going to play the most?
I like man because I would take my players over everybody else's players. If they can't score, they can't win.
And if five guys look at it the same way, the other teams may have a hard time scoring. So press-wise, is that something y'all are going to do a little bit?
Yes, sir.
All 4 quarters.
I got you. Offensively, what style would you like to play? Are we wanting to get up and down the floor a little bit more? What does that look like for you guys?
Offensively, we're more of a running gun team.
Okay.
More transition, mostly just get it, push it.
Sure. Talk to us a little, Cameron, why don't you tell us a little bit about summer, what that looked like. I know you had some play dates, some other things. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, sir. For me personally, I'm new to the school. Being a military child, I just transitioned in. So they welcomed me open arms to a family. Now we're building chemistry, and I feel like it's over with for the next season.
I've seen, I know y'all practice together, you play together, but after some of the pep rallies, y'all dance together.
Yes,
Talk about that a little bit. I need to hear about that.
We just a really goofy team. Like, we really became a family over the summer. Now practicing up to our game next week. Like, on and off the court, we just family, brothers. It's that bond that we need to build off the court to be able to produce on the court.
Yeah, see, Xavier, I'm going to give this one to you. Talk about leadership. I mean, you're a senior. You've been around the program for a few years now. What does the word leadership mean to you in the context of this team?
Someone that can help build the team, build character for other players. We're really looking for a leader right now, but Coach wants us to be a player-led team and not a coach-led team. So.
Sure. And Tanner, I'll give the same question to you because even though you're a sophomore, younger guy, I've seen you play. There's no lack of confidence. So, I mean, what does the word leadership mean to you?
I think being a leader is someone that other people can look up to and being a role model.
I hear you. And I love the aspect of it, too, where you're kind of turning around backwards to the guys behind you and investing into them. Is that really a thing for you guys? That something y'all look for opportunities to do?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, again, we've got games starting up next week.
Next Friday, we open up with Lamp at Lamp, and then we host a military appreciation game at home versus Chilton County.
Sure. Talk about game day atmosphere and the announcer in particular. No, I'm kidding. But the game day atmosphere, I hear there's some things coming to there's always a great crowd. But some things maybe are coming to get the crowd more engaged.
With the addition of our new AD, Blake Boren, he has definitely upped the game day atmosphere with football, and so he's kind of asked me and Coach Dubois if we want to bring that to basketball. And being a basketball player, playing at the next level, I love the fact that we have a big crowd, especially when we're playing rival schools like Wetumpka and Stanhope. And our announcer, he's pretty good. I give him that.
Shameless plug.
But it's fun. I mean, we want to get our student body more involved, but our community is really behind coming to games
No doubt.
Especially after football, there's nothing to do on a random Tuesday night. Hey, let's go to James T. Powell Gymnasium and watch basketball.
Yeah. One of the neat things, we've talked about this with each program, but I haven't seen this before living here. There's a county tournament, and I think that's so cool that no matter the classification, everybody comes to one gym. Talk about that tournament, what it means to the program.
Well, Coach Golson touched on it earlier when he was up here, and I'm a little salty about that because they did beat us for the county championship last year. But these guys have already put it in my mind that, Coach, that trophy's coming to Prattville High School this year, so they better watch out for the Prattville Lions. But it is an amazing atmosphere. Being a former player in it, when you would go toe-to-toe with some of the best Autaugaville teams, Billingsley teams, Marbury teams, I mean, we would just get after it. And it didn't matter what classification you were in. You just had to bring your A game that day.
It doesn't matter 1A, 7A, or anywhere in between, whichever program. Some years teams are just, they got the talent and the fire, and they can make it happen.
Correct.
So as far as style of play from your perspective, I ask the guys that, but if you're able to control the other team and dictate what's happening, what's going to be happening on the court?
To quote a great basketball coach from Arkansas, it is going to be 32 minutes of heck every time you step.
I thought you were going new coach Calipari, my bad.
No, I'm not going that route. Nolan Richardson, you step on the court with the Prattville Lions, you're going to be in for a fight. We're gonna press you. I don't care if anybody hears that I'm gonna press you, but I'm gonna press you, and you better be ready for it. You better be able to figure out any defense that we throw at you, whether it's man, zone, three-quarter court, half court, whatever. We're gonna use that as our offense as well.
Well, and that leads to the question. All right, so how many guys do you have on the varsity roster? / how deep can you go?
Right now we're rolling 15 deep. Because of these guys and one of our JV players that has really earned a spot to play on varsity, they've kind of cornered me and said, Coach, we really like him. He brings a lot to the table for us. We need him. And when you've got 14 other guys saying, hey, we need this guy to make us that much better, you can't tell them no. And so we're bringing up another junior that's going to play majority varsity with us. I know Coach Warren's going to be a little bit upset at me because I'm taking one of his point guards, but it's going to help our varsity team. And at the end of the day, we're the ones going to be trying to make it to Birmingham and win a blue map for the school.
That's great. Any questions from our other media that's here today?
Tell me a little bit about the depth on your team. It sounds like.
All right, so over the summer, or actually at the end of our loss against Lee in the area tournament last year, I went to Coach Warren and Coach Brown, and I said, look, we've got to find something different. We are a defensive-minded team. What kind of offense can we kind of tie into it? And they were at a loss for words. They're like, I thought we were doing fine. And so being a student of the game, I started looking up and researching some things. Well, Loyola Marymount used to run a thing called the system. It was a run and gun, smash mouth basketball in your face for, a whole, 2 halves. Well, so that's where Zay was talking about. We're going to be running gun. I mean, it's going to be a fast-paced game, which kind of helps us now that the shot clock's been adopted. So we're going to be in your face. We're going to be, making our defense our offense. The days of me standing there calling all sorts of different set plays kind of goes away, and I put the ball in their hands and let them do what they do.
Talk about the shot clock a little bit. That's a trial thing for the state of Alabama for AHSA, and you've got one.
We do. I like to thank our administration for that. They helped us get that. We can use it in non-area games. It's a love-hate relationship, I think, right now. I've got some guys that absolutely love it, and they do everything they're supposed to within the shot clock. And then there's a little bit of a drop-off with some other guys that they'll let it get down to 6 seconds. I'm like, guys, we got to have a shot in 12. We got to have a shot in 12. So, it's a learning curve, but I think it's going to speed the game up. I think it can hurt some teams. I used to play against Central Tuscaloosa. They used to go 4 corners when they get a 5-point lead, and they would pass it around and delay the game for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. In this day of analytics that we live in, a lot of teams, especially on the college level, you hear them putting out goals that we want to shoot this many threes, or we want to have this many layups, or this many steals. Do you have any goals in that realm?
You want to answer that one, Zay?
We want to have at least 20 more shots than the other team, at least.
Okay.
40, 50 threes, hopefully. So.
And plus minus on the rebound on the boards.
Correct.
Up what? At least 5?
Plus minus 5, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Any other thoughts that you want to share? You got about a minute. The floor is yours.
I would just like to invite the city of Prattville to come out November 11th for our first home opener. Support these guys and these ladies that are about to be up here. We do need the community support, and I think getting behind our schools was a great idea.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Coach and gentlemen. Thanks for being part. Good luck this season. Go Lions.
Go Lions.
We're joined now by the Prattville High School Lady Lions basketball team. Ladies, thanks for being here today. Under the leadership of head coach Erica Dubois. Coach, why don't you kind of introduce yourself, give us your playing history. I think I know the high school where you played at.
Right.
Kind of a homegrown player, coach here.
Yes.
But walk us on through college and your coaching experience up to where we are today.
Well, I played high school basketball here at Prattville, class of '99. We were before this beautiful group, we were the only group to go to the Final Four in the history of Prattville High. After high school, I went on to Shelton State to play basketball. After Shelton State, I actually ran track on scholarship at Alabama. After college, I ended up coaching at EMCA, East Memorial Christian Academy. And after EMCA, I landed back home.
Back at Prattville. So been there, this is your fourth?
This is my sixth year at Prattville, my fifth year as head coach.
One as an assistant, that's right.
Yes.
So take us a little bit from that first year as the head coach up to really about 2 years ago and where we're at now.
Well, first year head coach, it was still like a rebuilding year. But I will say it was a lot better. You know, it wasn't running clocks. It wasn't getting beat by 30. So we were getting better. The girls were starting to buy in. Mentalities were changing. They were understanding that we're not just here to put on a jersey. We actually have to do something in it. So my second year as head coach, we went on to Sweet 16. So that's when they started saying, oh, this work is really paying off. Year after that, Final Four, and last season, Final Four again. So they've been area champs back-to-back, regional champs back-to-back, Final Four back-to-back, and they've set history here at Prattville High.
And then the first year in the Final Four, lost to the team that eventually won the championship,
Correct.
a loaded Hoover program.
Correct.
So, I mean, not like making excuses for losses, but doggone, that was a successful season is what I'm trying to say.
We have to give credit where credit is due.
That's
They
right.
were a very good team.
And then last year went back to the Final Four and then lost to a team that gave Hoover a run for their money.
I think they lost by like 2 at the end.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I've said before, our Final Four game last year, we kind of took ourselves out of that game. It was our game to win. It really was our game to win. It wasn't in the cards. God said it wasn't our time. So, we'll listen, we'll be obedient, and we'll wait until he says it's our time. But I do believe that the girls now, not only do they believe that they can accomplish that blue map victory, I think they really want it. I think they're really, really hungry for it. So we'll see what they do this year.
Sure. And with that said, with that in mind, what are some goals for this season? Obviously, you want to get back to the Final Four. We want to win the championship, but only one team can do that. You want to be there and have a shot. What are some goals?
Well, to be honest, I talked to one of my seniors, this one right here to the left, and she said something that was so beautiful to me. She said that our goal as a team is just to grow as a team. It's just to continue to get better as a team and individually, and not just on the court, but off the court. And to me, it was so beautiful when she told it to me. And I was like, exactly, because I always tell them it's bigger than basketball. But, of course, as a team, we want first to be area champs again, because that's the first hurdle you have to get over.
Sure.
So area champs is our first team goal as far as victories, and then from there on, regionals and Final Four.
I've had the opportunity to observe you guys. I'm close enough to the program I can watch a little bit. And from day one, and we've talked about this, one of the to almost quote you, one of the beautiful things I see is that atmosphere, that family, that bond of just. If I didn't know any better, I'd say your girls like each other and they like you. And
right.
So talk a little bit about that culture that has been developed. And I mean, from day one, you've seen it just take off.
Well, we're big on family over everything, and we are. Outside of our immediate family at home, we are each other's family, and we take that serious. We really take it serious. And, that was just one of my goals, because that's all I kind of had when I was growing up playing basketball, and I thought it was a huge part of our success. You want to go out there on the court and be the very best for the person to your right or to the front of you or to your, So I wanted to make sure that I instilled in them the importance of doing it for each other and with each other. And they bought into a level that I didn't think they would, because they really, like I say, if you see one, you see about 3 or 4 more. And when they see me, they make me feel like I'm the most important person in the world. I guess I'm a queen maybe in their eyes some days. But I've said that the best way to do it is just to put them through it, and they have no choice but to depend on each other. And that's what they do. They really depend on each other.
Sure. One of the cool things that I observed again this offseason, it looked like you were going to have to step away from the team for a bit, and then they announced a new coach. Tell us a little bit about that announcement.
Right. So when I came back, like you said, I did. I stepped away. Some things were going on. Stepped away. Thought I was going to go a different direction, and they ended up bringing me back, but no one knew but me and my husband, of course. And the AD at the time, he said, you know what, let's make an announcement. Let's make it a big thing, because he knew, like most people, the family that we all have. So they brought in our new assistant coach, so they were looking like, oh, okay, that's our coach. We're excited. So I came from behind the curtain. And coming from behind the curtain, I think Eliza knocks Jayla over on the ground. I had my senior, she was crying. This one was just looking at me mouth wide open. Are you serious? Are you serious? And I hear, don't play with us, coach. Are you really back? Are you ready? Yeah. So it was amazing. And the amazing Stacey Mills caught it all on camera and sent it to me. But it honestly is like one of the best things out of me coaching all my years
That's pretty cool.
that I have.
Yeah, when that happened, my allergies, when I saw the video,
right,
they started kicking in a little bit. Yeah, that's what it was. Well, let's meet the players that are with you here today. We're going to start on my left. Why don't you share your name, your year in school, and then I know everybody plays a lot of different positions, but maybe your natural position you like to play on the court.
Well, I'm Eliza Downey. I'm in 12th grade, and I usually play as a post.
I'm Keely Mullins, and I'm a junior, and I'm a guard.
I'm Jayla West Young. I'm a senior, and I'm a guard, too.
All right. So, ladies, let's talk a little bit about I'd like to hear your all's perspective, since we just talked about that family bond. Anybody step in, that family unit that you all have become, and with the leadership that Coach Dubois brought to the program.
I just think that the bonding that we do off the court, on the court, in the hallway,
sure.
It just makes us close and tight-knit. So It's just like when we step on the court, we know that we can rely on each other, and that helps us become better.
Sure. Now, Eliza, you and Jayla both have been around here 4 years. I mean, both played all 4 years of school. You've kind of seen that progression as Coach Dubois. You were there with year 2 with Coach Dubois, I guess, when you started out, to where we are now. Talk a little bit about that, the year-over-year improvement, I guess, and the growth of the team.
Well, when you put in work and you just listen to Coach, he knows what he's talking about.
Sure.
And if you just listen to him, work hard, you're going to get the outcome that you want. There's a mindset that we all have, and we all want to win, we all want to get better. And so if you just have that in mind, you're only going to improve. Just got to put in work.
Certainly. Jayla, you got any thoughts on that?
The same thing that she said.
Sure.
Basically, just putting in the work and knowing that we're going to get better no matter how hard it's going to be.
Sure. And all right. And for all 3 of you, because Keely, you've been a key contributor since your freshman year. I mean, you can just flat play. It's just it is what it is. But there have been some players that have really been instrumental. I mean, I think of Dejaria Lewis. I think of Euleria Lewis. Some of the other ladies that come through the program, and they just kind of leave their stamp on the program. What does that mean to you guys for your role?
I think they really set a precedent for us in what the standards should be for the program in general. I mean, Coach, of course, has a big impact in that, but having a leadership and someone to show us example of what is actually the whole basis of our program really has an impact on how we're going to improve and act as a team in the coming years.
Sure. And what do you hope to leave, though? You personally or any of you?
I hope I hope to leave like an impact and let them know that they can still talk to me even if I'm not here. And I just hope that they improve and they can look at what I do and be motivated to be better.
Sure. All right, Keely, we'll pick on you because you just haven't talked much yet, so it's your turn, okay?
Always.
You just got a great all-around game. Where are you most comfortable? Driving, shooting the 3, dishing? Talk about your game personally a little bit.
I feel like all of it. It's just like my confidence. Like, can't nobody guard me.
Okay.
Period.
I love to hear that confidence talk.
Yes, and that's very Keely Mullins. That's very Keely Mullins.
And that's it?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to hear more, but that's okay. I'll take that.
So what do you think your strong suit is?
There you go.
Shooting 3s? Driving?
I think my eye, like, being able to pass is the best.
Sure.
Seeing the court.
What about defensively, ladies? I mean, what's the role of defense? I mean, I know it's obvious. You got to play good defense because it translates into offense. But what's your thought on defense?
Pressure. It's pressure. We press in all season because we're a smaller team, so we got to be rowdy and feisty on the ball to cause turnovers for the other team so we can get offensive boards and jumps.
Sure. What kind of numbers do you have on the roster this year? How many ladies are on the team?
Well, you know, we're always small.
I was going to say, usually it's around that 9 to 10 mark.
Exactly. So I think this year we have about 8. We do have some JV players that might get to come up and play, but we have about 8. But it's, I guess they kind of say it's hard playing for Coach D. So the numbers will always be small, and we're fine with that. You know, we put the work in to where they know how to go out there and perform for the whole game if they have to, you know, and they are more than in shape to press a whole game if they have to. So I normally play with about 6 or 7. So
sure.
8, 9 is a good number for me.
You know what, I should have asked this earlier. Talk about your coaching staff a little bit.
Oh yeah, my assistant coach is my father. He follows me wherever I go. No matter where I coach, he is my assistant coach. And my mother actually says that's because I won't listen to anybody else. And it may be the truth. I don't know. They love him because they feel like, you know, good cop, bad cop. He's the good cop and he keeps me calm. So he's Coach Dad to them.
Well, everybody knows Miss Belinda calls the shots anyway.
You know it. You know it. You know it. So, but like I said, my dad, Frederick Edwards, he's my assistant coach. And then I have Coach Allison Prohaska. She's actually the JV head coach. And she also helps us out on varsity.
If I say the name Sam Peak.
Legend.
There you go.
That is a legend.
His influence with you.
I always say, like, that's my dad outside of my dad. And that was my high school coach. Almost everything I learned about coaching came from him. You know, not to take anything away from my JUCO coach, Madonna Thompson. She's amazing, and I learned a lot from her. But Coach Peak, he's been so inspirational in my life. He taught I guess that gritty kind of down and dirty mentality,
sure.
as I tell my girls, that dog in you kind of mentality. Right. He instilled that in me, and I think that's one of the main things that I carry on to any team, that that I've coached at, or, you know, I need them to understand that there is no excuse for not putting in hard work, and that's something he instilled in me.
That's fantastic. Any other questions from our media that's here today? All right, so ladies, I need to hear a number from you all. How many wins? If we don't get this many, we're going to be disappointed.
How many wins are we going to get? Woo.
I mean, set an average number. Let's say 20.
I have 30 games. What do
I
y'all
think
have?
we'll easily pass.
30. You have 30 games, baby. Full
Let's see.
schedule. Give us a number.
At least like 25.
Okay.
30.
Kiwi Mullins.
30 and 0, I like it.
25.
You know, in 30 seconds, and this is a personal funny question, but it never hurts to have a Downy on the team, right?
No, you have to have a Downy every year. You have to have a Downy every year just to be, you know, successful. What is a Prattville Lady Lions team without a Downy?
I mean, there's been one.
They do it all. They do it all. I promise you, they really do. They can even play chauffeur if you need them to. So
There you go. They have a
amazing.
sports car. It's a 16-passenger van.
Right.
They take everybody to sports in it.
Okay,
So,
right.
ladies, thank y'all so much for being here today. Congratulations.
having
And,
us.
hey, good luck on the
Thank you so
upcoming
much.
season.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Knocked all over the place.
We're joined now by the Prattville High School Lions wrestling program under leadership of head coach Zachary Van Alst. Coach, thanks for being here today. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Coach, why don't you walk us through your career a little bit as a wrestler and then the transition where you've been coaching-wise to where we are today?
Yes, sir. I've been wrestling since I was 5 years old.
How about that?
So it's been 20 years now, over 20 years that I've been wrestling. And in high school, I wrestled for Montgomery Catholic, and I was a 6-time state champ all the way from 7th grade to 12th grade. I won high school state. And then after graduating from high school, I went on to wrestle at Coker University, D2 College in South Carolina. And there I also qualified for nationals twice.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
What about coaching stops along the way?
Coaching, before I got to Prattville, I had club coached for about 3 to 4 years, like youth and high school wrestling, and then I got here last year and I was the assistant coach here, and so this is my first year being the head coach of the program.
So aspirations of the season to come, what are we looking for?
Looking for, just try to improve upon last season, of course, but I mean, big things that I'm looking for are regional duels. I think will be one of the top teams at region duels, and it'll be against like Smith Station, Auburn, Opelika. Those schools are what we'll be competing against in the region.
And wrestling at Prattville has historically been a huge deal. I mean, there's some legendary names as you think about some of those. What does that mean to you leading that program with so much history?
Oh, I mean, it means everything. I mean, I grew up watching them and having them coach me in previous years when I was young and in youth, and they John Hayden, Countryman, Jordan Countryman, all of them. Kilos, Robbie. Me and him were best friends when we were in high school together. Just all of them. It means so much. They've left such a legacy behind that I just want to be able to build upon that.
Now, speaking of that legacy, something I was made aware of, you're working on, or I guess the city's working on starting a youth wrestling program.
Yes,
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we did have probably about 10 to 15 years ago, there was a youth program that was with the YMCA, but after a couple of years in like the 2010s, it kind of dissolved, and that's when wrestling, I wouldn't say completely went downhill, but it took a little bit of a turn, which we're trying to grow back from and build youth wrestling. That way, when they're coming into junior high and high school, they're already competing and knowing what to do and how to wrestle.
Now, as the head coach at the high school level, do you play a little bit of a role with that program, and what's your influence there?
So it's a little weird, the rules behind that, because of club wrestling and then actually being affiliated with a school. But I mean, we're trying to open up the actual wrestling room at the high school, which is really a nice wrestling room, probably one of the best in the state, and have the youth be able to wrestle in there.
And I would imagine, I mean, is it a thing to do like clinics and things like that where your high school guys are kind of teaching and training for the younger folks?
Yes, of course. That's what we're trying to do, have the high school come and help. And then like whenever we're running a camp or a clinic, they help out as much as possible. That way the kids are seeing the kind of like how I was in youth, watching those Countrymen and Kilos, that they'll look up to them. That way when we have our high school wrestlers helping the youth, they'll be looking up to them and trying to wrestle up to that level and be as good, if not better.
That's fantastic. Well, with that in mind, let's meet the young men that are here with you today. Why don't you, we'll start on my left. Go ahead and introduce yourself with your name, your grade in school, and I guess maybe weight class.
Weight class is good.
Yeah, let's go with that.
My name is Gatlin Tate. I'm a senior this year, and my weight class is 144 for now. But we'll see how it turns out towards the end, if I can cut enough.
I'm John Baxley. I'm a junior this year, and right now I'm wrestling 150, and like he said, I'll probably change later in the season.
Okay, both of you, we'll go with Gatlin first. What about state finishes in the past? What kind of success have you seen wrestling?
My ninth grade year, I didn't make it to state. I lost at sectionals, but my 10th grade year, I got second at sectionals, then at state, I got 6th. And then my 11th grade year, I got second at sectionals, and then third at state.
All right. And John, same question for you.
My freshman year I didn't qualify, but last year I qualified for state, and I didn't end up placing, but at sectionals I got 5th. So
fantastic.
Looking to improve.
All right. Do you prefer pile driver or body slam? No, Gatlin, what's your finishing move? Is it the rock bottom? No, I'm kidding. That's the wrestling that I'm more familiar with.
Let's go.
Can I get 2 claps from Ric Flair? I'm kidding.
Yes,
all right. So, Gatlin, how long have you been wrestling?
I've started wrestling. I started like competing kind of whenever I was 4.
4 years old. That's amazing.
Like I've been around wrestling my whole life, basically with my dad and my brother, because my dad's been wrestling forever, and then my brother, he started before me, so I was always there at his matches and watching him wrestle.
Can you take him now, your brother?
Yeah, no.
No. All right, John, how about you? When did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was in 8th grade.
So new to it, relatively speaking.
A little, relatively. I mean, I was in it when I was 4, but my mom took me out, and so now I'm back in it. It's all I do.
Okay. Now, and this is for any of the 3 of you, as I understand, it's kind of one program from the 7th grade up through 12th grade under your leadership, Coach. What does that look like? Talk about that a little.
Yeah, we kind of merged them together after a few of the coaches retired or kind of left out, and so we put them together, which honestly is going to help us out because we'll have more help, and the high schoolers will be able to help out the junior high whenever that's possible. But so last year we weren't able to fill out a whole squad. There's 14 weight classes, and we only filled like 9 to 10 weight classes. It was always like 106, 113, 120, those lower weight classes that we weren't able to fill. So having the 7th and 8th grade come up and help and come join us in wrestling, I'll hopefully be able to move them up and compete with us so that we're able to fill those weight classes.
That's a big deal.
Be more competitive.
No doubt. What about team-wise, are most of your guys just wrestlers only, or do you have some football players that aren't out yet? I mean, are there guys coming from other sports you're having to wait on?
Mostly football players. There's probably about 10 or so kids on the football team that'll also be wrestling this year, so that's exciting. It'll be great.
It is. Talk about a little bit, and I'm sure you face this too. With those guys coming in, they want to be one weight for football,
right?
But they may have to get to another weight to get up ready for wrestling. I mean, what does that look like? It's got to be difficult.
Well, I try not to focus too much on cutting weight, and I want them to be, healthy and feeling great to be able to compete. But there are a few cases, especially with the football players, they come back a little bit heavier, and they're going to have to lose about 10 to 15 pounds to be for the weight class they want to wrestle. But we work hard, try to eat right, and be able to get down to that weight class so if they want to compete there, they can.
I just want to know, how much furniture did you throw when Jake McConnell got his hand in?
Oh, I was pretty mad. Yeah. I just, one day I didn't know, and then I saw him walking down the hallway with a cast on, and I'm like, what happened? But he said he'll be back before the season starts, so we're good.
Now, Jake's got that Cray button. I mean, like, he's a gamer. Let's say it like that. So I'd imagine if they'll let him out there with a soft cast on, he'll still go.
Oh yeah, he definitely will. He's a competitor. He loves
no doubt.
Competitor. But I mean, he was one of the better ones that we had last year too. He got third at state and he won sectionals.
As a young guy, right? He's a junior this year.
He's a junior this year, sophomore last year. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Any other questions?
So wrestling is a very individualized sport while also being within a whole team. Tell me about coaching individualized aspects as opposed to coaching the whole team.
Yes. So as far as like the whole team conditioning, pretty much across the board, it's the same for all of them. Doesn't matter if they're light or if at the heaviest weight class, we're going to condition the same way. But when we're in practice and like I'm showing technique, I'll be walking around and like with Gatlin and John, the more advanced wrestlers, I'll kind of go over to them and not just like critique them, but also give them things to build upon that I know that they would use in matches and help them out.
Just want to ask you a quick question about the, you touched on it earlier about the legendary aspect of Prattville wrestling. Over 20 individual state championships throughout the program. And Coach Trent Miller is the bedrock of that.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's older and he's not been able to do as much, but is he able to contribute to the program?
Oh, he volunteers all the time. He's driving the bus for us. I mean, he's there whenever he can be, and that's pretty much almost 100% of the time. So he helps out a lot. He loves wrestling so much, and I mean, it started here with him, so he loves it.
All right, so you talked about like training and skill work. Talk a little bit about like weightlifting and then flexibility. It's got to be a huge deal for you guys. What role do those play?
Oh, well, we stretch before and after every practice. That's one of the number one things I think is good, like for you for wrestling, because you are torquing almost your whole body in different positions, so you have to be able to be flexible. And then weight workouts, we've been doing it a lot during the preseason. I tried to slow down at the during the season when we're wrestling, because then it gets a little bit harder to cut weight. But preseason we really focus on just like a lot of pulling workouts, getting our backs and biceps, and a lot of leg workouts too.
School-wise, I'm hearing rumblings that maybe there's going to be another weight room instead of one weight room everybody has to share. Maybe
2 weight rooms. Yes,
talk about that a little bit.
Oh, that's going to help out. I mean, it'll be 2 different spots to work out, and that'll help out with people or with teams that have the same kind of BA varsity athletic period, so that one can work out in one area and the other can work out in that area, and still will be getting stronger.
Sure. So when you all have meets at the high school at the gym, tons of cars out there. I haven't had to be able to stop by for the meet, but a lot of fans come out. I know there's parents there, but a lot of folks.
Yeah,
I mean, what's a match day look like?
Well, it's usually around like 5:36 is when we'll start, and it's usually like a flip of the coin, and they kind of choose what weight class to start at, but usually it's the lower weight class that will start up and work all the way up to heavyweight, and whichever matches it is. But I mean, we have fun out there, especially when it gets exciting.
No doubt. So if fans want to find you, come watch some matches, to find a schedule, I guess go to social media. What's
Social
the best
media,
path?
we have 2 Facebook pages that are it's Prattville Takedown, which is more kind of the booster side of the wrestling team, and then there's also just Prattville High School Wrestling, which pretty much share the same information on both sites.
Gotcha. Any other questions, Stacy, you can think of? Anything you want to talk about, Coach? We can give you the floor for a couple of minutes. We may have covered it all. You've done a lot of media stuff today, so we don't want to wear you out too much.
Excited for the season. I think we're going to do really good.
When do you start? What's day one, opening day?
So yesterday was our first official day of practice, and then the first competition we can have is the 14th of November. So we're working our way for that.
Well, guys, good luck. Thanks for being here today.
Yes,
have a
sir.
great
Thank
season.
you.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. Thank you. I'll take this.
Also, we want to thank today our sponsors that have been a part of this. A huge thank you to Huey Magoo's for opening the doors. They fed so many people today, just out of the kindness of their heart. They've hosted us, so thank you to them. Also, Prattville Chamber of Commerce got behind this event, and BSN Sports was huge. Coach Bourne, you want to give some closing comments as well? Coach said, thank you, everybody who's helped.
Autauga County Schools.
And thank you for Autauga County Schools, that's right, putting this all together, lending some resources to that as well.